I'm Christopher Grubb. I am an interior designer and a product designer based in Beverly Hills, California. I'm that guy that knew when I was about 4 or 5, I wanted to be around architecture was how it started. My grandfather was a contractor, so I was on building sites. My father was an estimator for product and construction. And then my grandmother had a store. It was in our family over 100 years. Started out a seed store, then it went to appliances, then it went to giftware, hollowware, giftware. You couldn't create that store again today. I mean, the minimum orders and everything. So I was doing table settings, and that's back when bridal, and you set it all up. And it was an old garage. So we had these huge windows, like an auto repair garage, old building, great. Huge windows. And, it's in Marysville, California. I'm hanging like a poster with 4 dishes in the window. And, it was a little advanced for the time, but the takeaway mixing color and scale and knowing construction is what really helps. So I thought I was going to do architecture. And my mother said, what about interior design? We do custom because then we're not shopped. That's one reason. And then the size of the rooms, I need it to fit. I need a look. And it was easy. I mean, I love doing product. I love like the intimacy and the detail. But then once I get going, stand back. It's like, on my faucetry, I have a new faucetry collection launching, but my concepts, there was over 90 because I'm just like, just go and go and go and go. And so that's how the product got going. And it's been tremendously exciting. I love it. I love that. And it's always flattering. Somebody buys something you design. I've just signed another deal with an American business that's on vanity design. We're going to be doing a collection that hopefully this year will launch because it's made here in the States. I have a dimensional tile line that's made in Mexico. I'm waiting for sampling. There was a pandemic and it kind of paused everything for a while. And I have 2 new faucetry sets coming out with California Faucets. I'm really excited. One is a split finish. And, they're detailing and they're finishing and the quality. And it seems like I end up with these family businesses. I like that it's not global. I had lighting that was introduced with Theodore Alexander at Fall High Point, and the same thing with the pandemic, we're on hold. They want something that's unique to them. That's one thing that's important for me is the person sees themselves in the design. They say to me, what's your taste? I might come to my house if you want to see my taste. It's about them. And so the typical on that is they like the quality. Some like to be involved, which is fun, the participation. Others are very much like do what you want. So I have that yin and the yang. And I'd say my dream client would be somebody that has, I'm going to say multiple entities, multiple houses, but they want to do each thing different. Because as designers, that's our artistry, or at least for me, if we do different styles. So if they have offices too, but each time they request a new kind of look or use of materials, and I get challenged. My clients don't want what they see on HGTV, and they want me to come up with what's different, what's unique for them. I'm so lucky that I had experience in hospitality, commercial, residential, high-end healthcare, some retail. So those pieces, I'm languaged in those, and we've done many, many categories in that. I am good because I get couples to contribute separately, so I figure out what they like together and see themselves in the project. That's a couple projects. One was in the LA Times, and that's where I learned that. They said, that's what they felt, and that was really good. And I think just the versatility of what we do, that it's about the client and to study that. And my versatility as a designer, years ago, I was bringing, high durability fabrics, outdoor fabrics into homes. Then I was bringing Krypton from medical into homes, and crossing pieces over, a residential feeling in a commercial space. So I think that's, a superpower that. And just that, again, my experience. So in product too, it's like, okay, we're getting in a traditional mode now, we're transitional now, we're contemporary now, we're modern, I just keep kind of changing. Years ago, I got asked the most fascinating question. How much money would I have to give you? You can never do anything around design ever again. And if you do, you lose the money. You can't pick a paint for a friend. You can't move furniture. You cannot comment. I think I got to $20 million and was still nervous. I couldn't control myself. And, people have watched me and they said, it's not what you do, it's who you are. I mean, it's just me. I'm constantly absorbing things. I grew up in the Central Valley of California, in Fresno, and I think the surprise is I was in 4-H, which is an agricultural group. I was in the Clovis Rodeo Parade, riding in the back of a pickup, which we could do back then. But what's funny about what I did in agriculture was I had French Lop rabbits. So the rabbits with the drop ears, really beautiful, and won several ribbons for that. So I think that surprises people that aren't that familiar with me or have a perception of me of what I do and the kind of projects I do. So I think that's the one that people would be most surprised.